If you are a mom who loves to organize, make life a little bit easier for yourself, or find fun, inventive, and inexpensive ways to entertain your kids, you are in the right place. You probably have heard of the app Temu on social media or in other YouTube videos, and I'm really excited to partner up with them today to bring you this video. You guys know I love inexpensive items that can make a huge impact on your family life and your day-to-day organization, and Temu has been the perfect solution for me, and I bet will be for you too if you check it out. I was so impressed by not only just the selection of really interesting, unique products that I had never heard before, but also the prices and just all the different categories they have. Temu is an online marketplace that offers the most competitively priced products in multiple categories: fashion, jewelry, home decor, pet supplies, and more. They offer top quality products at ultra affordable prices so everyone can enjoy the conveniences and comforts of life. You can learn more at temu.com, it's Temu.com, or download the Temu app for iOS or Android and start browsing. For spring, Temu is running a massive site-wide sale, and you can find discounts up to 90% off, which is amazing. Temu also offers things like free shipping, free returns for up to 90 days, and they accept all major credit and debit cards, electronic payments, and pay later programs like Klarna and AfterPay. Make sure you find the link below for items featured in this video and use the code for 30% off. When I was first browsing, I was just blown away, not just by the prices, but by the unique items I was finding that I had never seen anywhere else. And today I'm not just going to share the products with you, but I'm going to share 25 different hacks using the Temu items that will help organize your home, make your life easier, or help entertain your kids for just pennies on the dollar. So first up, since I love organizing and they had so many unique organizational products, let's start with my organizational hacks for items I got from Temu. The very first one is this handbag organizer. It's a hanging organizer, which a lot of these are, which I think is just a great way to use your hanging space instead of shelves and bins and things like that. And I loved that I was able to fit all of my handbags in here. You could fit large handbags, small handbags, and it took up so much less space than it took on a shelf in my closet. Now I can just keep them all in this hanging organizer, and it's a great way to be more minimalistic when it comes to things like handbags and only keep what can fit in this one organizer. Another really unique idea is this bra and sock hanging organizer. You'll know a lot of these are hanging organizers. I never thought of hanging up my bras. I usually just shove them into a drawer and they get kind of smushed and they get mangled. And I love the idea of this organizer where you can put each bra in a separate pocket, and on the back you can use it for socks, but you could also use one of these organizers for something different. You can use it for office supplies, craft supplies, homeschooling supplies. You don't have to use it exactly as intended. There are lots of ways you can use these simple, inexpensive organizers to suit your needs. Another amazing hanging organizer was this trouser rack, which is a great way to store your pants. I love it for jeans. It can fit a lot of jeans in a lot less space than if you were going to stack them. Plus, it's so much more organized than stacking your jeans, folding them up. They all tip over, or you can't find the jeans you're looking for without pulling them all out. I love that you just stick them on and you push them back where they go, and you can easily pull them out and read the label and figure out which pair of jeans each one is. And it takes up so much less space, and it's so much sturdier than if you hang them on individual hangers, because it's all this very sturdy material and it's all hung up together as one solid unit. Another amazing hanging organizer is this hanging hook organizer. Basically, you hang it up and it's got 4 different hooks. I could see this being used in lots of different ways. You could use it for scarves, purses, handbags, belts. You could use it for umbrellas. Like anything that has a way to hook something on a hook, you could organize it with that. So I could see this being really handy in a lot of different ways. Another interesting one was this coat hanger. Basically, the premise is if you hang things using this item, you can hang them in a lot less space than you would if you just hang them all on the rod individually, because they're kind of overlapping. You stick each hanger into a little hole, and then you have all of these hung in a lot less space than you would if you had them all next to each other on your hanging closet rod. And so this is great, especially if you have a little bit more vertical space but less horizontal space. You can fit a lot more in less horizontal space, but they will hang a little bit lower, so just keep that in mind. Another really simple organizer, but one that makes a huge difference. I usually just keep my razor on a little shelf in my closet, but it can get rusty faster. It kind of gets kind of gross underneath it and it starts to build up, and I have to clean it more often and clean the area under it more often. And so just buying a simple, very inexpensive shaver holder is super easy. You just peel off the adhesive and stick it onto your shower wall, and your shaver is out of reach of little hands, and it also is not getting all gunked up, and it can stay away from the water as well if you hang it on the opposite wall of your shower head. My husband loves to wear hats and has a whole collection of them, and so I thought this hat organizer was a really unique way to store hats also on a hanger. So you just take any old hanger that you have at home, you lay it down and you put the hanger over it, and then you close the Velcro over the bottom rod of the hanger, and now you have your own hat organizer. So you have these little clips that you can just clip each hat onto, and they kind of nestle into one another. And so when you want a hat, you just find the one you want, you unhook it, and you can wear it and put it back. It doesn't damage the hat. And I could also see this being used in lots of ways for office supplies and probably belts and things like that. You could also use it for, and it's a great way to get them out of bins where they're kind of getting crushed and have them really neatly hung up on a rod. I don't know about you, but we usually have slippers laying all over the floor. We're tripping over them and they're just kind of getting dusty and stuff. So I love the idea of a slipper storage rack. You can put this like on the side of your dresser or the side of your nightstand or inside of your closet, and it's really easy to install. You just peel the adhesive off, stick it on, and I did this on the side of my nightstand for some slippers, and it's a great way to get your slippers up off the ground so you're not tripping on them. They have their own home, because whose slippers really have a home when you're not wearing them, and then they're not getting all gunky, dusty, and getting in the way of everything. So I love this idea. My last organizing hack is one of these little storage organizers. These are little boxes. They have a button so it opens, and I just thought this was a perfect idea for any kind of small little supply you might have in your house. For us, that is ponytails. I usually just keep them in a plastic bag, but I think this is so much better looking. It's not, doesn't have the tendency to not get sealed all the way and then spill everywhere. We can take it on the go. You also can stick these down so they're not moving around, so they'd be great in a junk drawer for paper clips, staples, cords, things like that. Anything small that you might have a lot of, toothpicks, stuff like that can be really great with one of these little storage boxes, and you could buy a lot of them for very, very cheap. Next up, my favorite category, which is just hacks and products to make your life easier as a mom. First up, this is my absolute favorite if I had to pick one. They have this product. It is so clever. I can't believe I've never seen something like this before. Basically, it is the same function as a paper plate, but it is way more durable and it is reusable. So basically, it's this dome that does allow air to flow in and out around your food. It kind of stands up on some little legs, and you put that over your food, and when you're not using it, you just stick it to the top of your microwave. It has magnets on the top, so when it's not in use, it just sticks to the top of your microwave, and when you're using it, you just pull it down and microwave your food, and you don't have to waste a bunch of paper plates, and it's really helping cook everything evenly at the same time and preventing splatters and stuff all over your microwave. Another hack, this is something I have actually purchased a very similar version for my own daughters a couple years ago, but this was way less expensive, and I love that you can get free shipping and all the other benefits from Temu, and that is a door draft stopper. But I do not use it as it is intended, so I still use it on a door. But basically, we were coming into the issue where one of my daughters is very sensitive to light when she's sleeping. If my husband or I get up early and we're in the kitchen and she sees the light on, even if it's just like one little light that we put on over the sink, she can see it from under her door and it wakes her up. So I love these door draft stoppers. Basically, you just slide it under your door, see the length of your door, and you can cut off the extra styrofoam. It's super easy to install, and it can stop drafts from coming. It can stop fire and smoke from getting into your kids' rooms if there is a fire in your house. But also, they can't see the light that's coming under their door if they go to bed before you and they feel like they're missing out. They won't have that because they won't see it. Keeps their room darker. Also can block out some of the noise that might come from under their door when you're busy in other areas of the house. So I love this one as a mom. As a Minnesota mom, I really loved shoe and boot dryers. If you live in a cold climate and there's snow and your kids go out to play, or if it's really rainy and your kids go out to play, doesn't matter how you tuck their snow pants or put their snow pant elastic over their boots or whatever, somehow water gets into their boots. It really doesn't matter what you do to try to stop it. I've tried every hack there is. Somehow, sometimes it still gets into their boots. And so having some boot dryers is wonderful. So basically these are just little heaters that you put into your boots. You can use them on kid boots. Obviously they won't fit all the way down, but they can still help heat up the boot and help it dry quicker. And same with adult boots. I usually was just tipping their boots and putting it on a vent where the heat comes out, but this is way better because it's actually getting down into where it actually is wet. Obviously, if they're like soaking wet, let them dry out a little before you put an electronic device into them. But if they're just damp, this is a really, really great product. You can use it for an hour, 3 hours, or leave it all night to dry, which I love. As a homeschooling mom and a mom who just loves cute artwork and learning materials hung up on the wall, I really loved this product. So many homeschooling moms love different vintage prints and things, and so having these wooden magnetic picture hangers is a wonderful way to display your kids' artwork or different learning resources or your family photos, however you want to use it. So basically these are little boards with some magnets in them, and you can just print out, like on cardstock or glossy paper, however you want to do it, a poster. And then if you do it in landscape mode, it works best for 8.5 by 11 inch paper. And I just did like a map of the United States, and you can just open it up, put the paper in there, shut the magnets on both ends, and then all of a sudden you have this really pretty way to display your art for very inexpensive. And I think this is so cute and something a lot of people pay a lot more money for. This one I'm not going to show any video B-roll of how to use, because you'll see why. Because this is something I've actually wanted to buy for a long time. I've just kind of forgotten about it, and you don't really know you need it till you need it. So if you go on long car rides or hiking, especially if you have little girls, you will know going to the bathroom outside can be a very messy activity. Boys have it really easy in that sense because they can aim where it goes. Girls are not so lucky in that area. So having a female urinal is a really funny but really helpful thing to have in these situations, especially if you're out in the woods hiking and your kid has to pee and you don't want them to get pee all over their pants or have to completely strip naked to do so. You can use a female urinal. Basically, you just hold it up and pee into it, and it allows you to direct the pee into a water bottle or just direct where it goes out in the woods so that you're not getting pee all over yourself. You'll thank me later. Let's move on to something a little cleaner, which is cleaning your teeth. Toothpaste can be so messy and ugly, and there's just not really like a great way to not get it gunking up the cap or getting it all over. And so I really love the idea behind a toothpaste dispenser. Basically for this one, you just peel off the adhesive backing. You can stick it into a cabinet. We often brush our kids' teeth in the kitchen after meals, so I just put this on the inside of a cabinet. And basically all you have to do after that is take your toothbrush and kind of push it on the little lever, and a little bit of toothpaste comes out onto your toothbrush. So it's a lot less messy, looks really nice. Kids might actually think it's kind of fun, so it might make brushing their teeth a fun activity. And it's just a great little invention for one of those kind of annoying things in life. Another thing I've seen a lot of but hadn't thought of buying until I'm on the Temu app and I'm already getting some things that are really cheap, why not add this in? And that is a grocery bag handle. So basically it's got this little button on it to open it up, and you can add grocery bags or reusable bags or whatever kind of bags you're hauling, and it puts them all in this one carrier. It's really sturdy, they're not going to fall out. And now you don't have to load your grocery bags all the way up to your shoulders on your arms and almost want to fall over. You can just put them on these handles and bring them in, slip them off, and go about your day. And it's just way better on your arms and your skin and your hands than trying to load them all up all over your body. As a mom to 3 girls and also a very long-haired person myself, I already have to deal with hair all over the house, but the worst place to get hair, as you all know if you have lots of kids, is the drain. It clogs up your drain. You have to go in with that disgusting snake thing and pull it out, and it's so gross. So they actually have these hair catchers for your drain. Basically, you just open your drain, stick it in, and it will collect the hair. And so all you have to do is pull that out and clean it every once in a while, and you don't have to deal with pulling like that huge snake out and just all the nastiness that grows on the hair as it's down in there. So it's a little bit better than that situation, and it's not going so far down into your drain where it's going to cause a lot of problems. And last up, this one's just kind of fun. You'll have to play around with it if you get it a little bit to figure out the best way to do it so it's not burning holes through your bags. But basically, they make this really cool little sealer. It's basically like, not like a vacuum sealer in that it's vacuuming out the air, but it's sealing it like a vacuum sealer will with heat on the end. And so when you're not quite done with a bag like this marshmallow bag, you can just use this. It kind of slightly heats up the plastic so that it reseals itself, and obviously if you leave it on too long like I did, it will burn a hole, but it will still seal it. And so you can seal it, and you don't have to use clothespins, and actually is a lot better sealed than if you just roll something up and put a chip clip on it or a clothespin. And it's really great because you can just hang it on an appliance that is metal, like your fridge or other appliance you might have in your kitchen. And it also has a little guard, so when you're not using it, you put that on so it's not like burning your whole house. Moving on to the last category, which is items for kids. I love gift ideas. I love things that make life more fun or a little bit easier with kids, and so these are my favorites that I found on Temu for that reason. The first one is a super cool domino train. Basically, you just open up the little canister and you put all these different plastic dominoes in it. You turn the train on and it will dispense the dominoes perfectly. It can kind of go in squiggly lines or straight lines. Obviously you want to do this on a hard floor, and it did it perfectly for me and my kids. We love it. And then once it's done, you can turn it off and knock over the dominoes and go all over again. This is great for kids, especially younger kids, who when they try to set up dominoes, they end up knocking them all down themselves every single time. So this can save a lot of frustration, and it's even fun to torment your cats with. Another idea is getting one of the knockoff brands of the toy bricks, you know, the ones we all know and love. They have kind of their own version of those on Temu, and I've bought a lot of different off-brand ones on Amazon and on Temu, and I'm really impressed by them. The Temu ones I got are not quite the same scale as Lego brand bricks, but they still can make a complete set, and you can still use your figures from different brands with these, and I just think it's really fun. They have different sets for like coffee shops and flower shops and things like that. I've bought several different kinds over the years. My girls really love them. And so you can do those, and it's just a less expensive than the name brand stuff, and a fun way to add more to your collection, and your kids love putting them together, as do I. As a homeschooling mom with 3 girls, my youngest is 2, so she's learning numbers and counting, and my 5-year-old is starting to learn how to add and things like that. So I love any kind of hands-on manipulative or resource I can use to help make math just make more sense and make it more concrete in their brain and give them skills for how to do these things. And so I love this math felt finger set. Basically, it's a great tool to teach your kids how to add using their own fingers, and then just to practice, and it's just kind of a fun thing to do. So it's got these fingers on it that have Velcro, and so you can put different numbers that you're adding, and it's helping them connect, like, okay, we often count on our fingers, and this is what it looks like with numbers. So 3, and you show the 3 fingers, plus 2, and you show the 2 fingers equals, and then they can count them all and see that it is 5. I also am a huge lover of fidget toys. As a former daycare provider, I use them a lot for helping kids calm down. I love them in the car for something for my kids to do, and we also have them in like our church bag for my kids to do during church. It's quiet, but it's allowing their fingers to be active, their hands to be active, but their bodies to be still so that they're not disrespectful. And so I have actually seen a similar version of these fidget toys that are these magnetic Like you can make different shapes out of them, and they're just really fun. They come in different colors. They can make different shapes out of them and see if they can figure out how to manipulate them in the right way to make different shapes that are in the guide. And they're just such a fun, like mesmerizing thing to have like in your diaper bag or church bag or doctor bag, restaurant kit, or just to have in the car. And they also have these really fun can fidget toys, which have these little beads, and you're trying to like match the colors. They spin, they're very small, and you're trying to kind of put different patterns and things in them, and they're really fun to manipulate. And then another thing I just thought was worth mentioning is that Temu also has kid clothing sets, which I think are so cute. They're fun to add to like an Easter basket or a stocking, and they're not very expensive. They have some really cute ones out there. I just got this fun flower set that's very spring-like for my 2-year-old, who I just love dressing in really cute outfits like this. It even comes with a little matching scarf that you can tie around their head for a little bow or headband. And I just love getting kid clothes for not very expensive, so that can be a great resource for that as well. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along this ride of 25 different products and hacks to go along with them using all Temu products. I am really loving this app and can't wait to buy more later on in the year to help with summertime or help with, you know, making life a little bit easier as a mom. I've just very recently discovered the app, and there's just so much to find, and it's very inexpensive. So you're probably not going to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars like you would going on other websites. So I love that about it. But the quality that I've seen is very good, and I'm just excited to see where this brand goes and how it can make life easier and more organized for moms all over the world, or just people in general, because there's all different types of categories on there. Thank you to Temu for sponsoring this video, and thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments which one was your favorite that you want to get your hands on to make your life a little bit more fun or easy as a mom. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.